We had an excellent discussion today about the close cooperation that lies ahead for the United States and the new Italian government. That cooperation will be well served by President Trump's already strong relationship with President Mattarella and Prime Minister Conte. But our true bonds come from the central shared value set, the commitment to the same principles of democracy, the rule of law, and respect for human dignity. I was pleased to affirm America's commitment, in particular religious freedom, earlier this morning at a conference that was held at the Vatican. Our principles together have produced a security partnership that has helped underpin peace and stability in the West for decades. We're very grateful for what Italy has done and its active leadership in Libya and in North Africa, as well as in Iraq and Afghanistan. And I'm also grateful that 30,000 men and women of the United States military, DoD civilians, and their family members can call Italy their temporary home. You are a wonderful host for them, and we appreciate that. I know, too, that we can do more together. We should keep using the U.S.-Italy strategic dialogue to find ways to improve stability on Europe's southern frontier and grow our security cooperation in the Mediterranean. And we should continue to stand united against Iranian aggression. European nations have begun to wake up to the fact that Iran is the aggressor, not the aggrieved, and the fact is also clear from Italy's decision not to renew Mahan Air's access to Italy, and we're very grateful for that. I've asked for Italy's support too, and we talked about today the necessary task of confronting Nicolas Maduro for his repression and the socialist mismanagement that has taken place in Venezuela. EU sanctions should be enforced against Russia until such time that the situation changes materially. So we had extensive discussions today. We had them with President Mattarella and Prime Minister Conte as well about Libya. Our mission set is very similar. We recognize that the first and most important thing we need to do is take down the level of violence, achieve a ceasefire to convince all the relevant parties that are on the ground there, as well as those that have been supporting them from the outside, that a political solution is the only one that provides any real opportunity to create an outcome in Libya that is remotely adequate for Italy, but most importantly, for the people of Libya as well. So our mission set, alongside our Italian partners, is to convince all of the relevant parties that the political process must move forward. And I'm hopeful that whether it's the Berlin Conference or some of the other work that's going to take place over the coming weeks, that we can achieve that outcome. The predicate of your final question about objecting to what the folks on Capitol Hill have asked is fundamentally not true. What we objected to was the demands that were put that are deeply violate fundamental principles of separation of powers. They contacted State Department employees directly, told them not to contact legal counsel at the State Department. That's been reported to us. They said that the State Department wouldn't be able to be present. There are important constitutional prerogatives that the executive branch has to be present so that we can protect important information. So our partners, countries like Italy, can have confidence that the information that they provide the State Department will continue to be protected. And so the response that I provided to them was one that acknowledged that we will, of course, do our constitutional duty to cooperate with this co-equal branch. But we are going to do so in a way that is consistent with the fundamental values of the American system. And we won't tolerate folks on Capitol Hill bullying, intimidating State Department employees. That's unacceptable. And it's not something that I'm going to permit to happen. As for was I on the phone call, I was on the phone call. The phone call was in the context of, now I guess I've been the Secretary of State for coming on a year and a half. I know precisely what the American policy is with respect to Ukraine. It's been remarkably consistent, and we will continue to try to drive those set of outcomes. It's what our team, including Ambassador Volker, were focused on, was taking down the threat that Russia poses there in Ukraine. It was about helping the Ukrainians to get graft out and corruption outside of their government, and to help now this new government in the Ukraine build a successful, thriving economy. It's what the State Department officials that I've had the privilege to lead have been engaged in, and it's what we will continue to do, even while all this noise is going on.
Okay. Chris O'Day, National Review.
Voilà, les jets sont faits, rien n'est pas. Merci. Oh. Segreto. Fatta apposta.